What's good, ladies and gentlemen? Happy Halloween! It is Halloween all around the world, no matter where you are. Tricks or treat? I feel like we've been tricked, actually. 2020 started off like a big trick. We have some treats to help you not get tricked in business and in life. Wilton Rogers, my co-host, the co-host with the most, he's gonna be dropping some bombs, some insights on you. Wilton, how you doing, man?
I am well, brother. How are you?
Dude, this is a good day, man. I mean, what a great way to kick off a podcast on Halloween, talking about we have some treats to help you not get tricked. And everybody on the planet feels like 2020 started off like a big trick, right?
Dude, that was perfectly said. Yes, it was a big old trick, dude. And it tricked us on how we react to things, how we treat people, everything else. And we've been fortunate and blessed enough to be involved and surrounded by the treats for a long time, even before this even happened.
Yes.
So when this pandemic happened, we were good, right? And being able to share our network and our knowledge and so much experience and love and everything out there with our guests, man, it's definitely gonna be a treat for sure.
I'm excited about it because I know how important it is for people to better themselves. I know how good you feel once you have accomplishments. I know what it feels like as a business when you see yourself and the bottom line shrinking and shrinking and shrinking and the stress is growing, to reversing that and now having everybody feeling fulfilled and while that bottom line is expanding. I know, dude. And so this is a real, man. And I've learned, it's been a treat meeting you. We met on LinkedIn. And during this podcast, everybody, you're going to learn a lot. You're going to learn about technology. You're going to learn about networking and marketing, sales, communication. I mean, the list goes on. But how do we leverage all these utilities and leverage technology to be the enhancer? And I met Wilton on LinkedIn. I've met everybody who matters to me the most on LinkedIn. Very interesting.
Right.
And one of the greatest things I learned from this guy is he has tenacity, right? So much tenacity. But when it comes to understanding something, the time it takes to invest in the understanding of something, I can't express to you how important that is. And you'll be amazed how many people don't really consider that important. But that, in essence, dude, is probably your secret sauce.
Well, thank you, bro. I appreciate that. Honestly, man, it's been a blessing meeting, what's been like 2.5 years already? It's been a long time because you and I have been together for like 1.5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's been a while. But, honestly, man, just being able to meet people like you and then to meet other, we just start growing that whole little circle of ours.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just a big mouth, so I'm like, when I talk to people, like, oh, by the way, we can help you. The reason why and we have all the people that I know that could put it together, not because, it's because the business is doing so well. It's because the people that we know that can make it happen will make it happen.
Yes.
Right. And so that's sort of what we've been through since meeting you. Is almost, when you live in a place where you don't have communication like LinkedIn, it's really hard to meet those people. You can network at these local networking things and you walk away, you get a bunch of cards, but there's no solid link. There's no solid, hook. LinkedIn has given the opportunity for us to find that all over the world. I mean, we have friends in Sri Lanka, in Guatemala, gosh.
That's our team.
That's our team. Right? That's our team. And it's amazing how, even though we come from all different cultures, the passion and love and integrity and humility that we all share just comes from a different place. So now we can build on that.
Absolutely.
So for us being able to build on that, dude, and share that with the world now, those people, it's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be fun, dude. It was fun actually putting this bio together, and I love yeah, so I sent you, so when you put together a podcast, ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot of things you have to do. There's so many components from the name to researching the name to understanding the logo, but really understanding the content you want to be producing. Starting off with that bio, who are you? And so we're in the stage of just trying to articulate exactly what we wanted, the message we wanted to bring. So I sent my version over to Wilton, and he updated it, and I mean, this thing came back like a slam dunk, dude. Like this is good. So here's our bio. I want to read it to you guys. So it's difficult enough to stay up with technology, and now COVID-19 has accelerated its speed to learn. The Empowerment Podcast is a show that will keep you ahead of the times, technology, and business trends. Key, we'll talk about trends soon. The Empowerment Podcast is a show that will keep you ahead of the times, technology, and business trends. Well, I'm gonna stop right there for a second. That's important. Staying ahead of the times, technology, and business trends. So if you think about technology and staying ahead of the times, for all those who stayed ahead of the times when COVID hit, when this pandemic hit, they were ready. They were ready, and they actually took advantage of the opportunity that presented itself. The opportunity of support. They had the ability and the bandwidth. Those who were not ready and weren't ahead of the times, they suffered. And so that's why I wanted to repeat that line. So this show, this is a show that will empower businesses and the people that run them. Educate on how to leverage the right technologies to enhance business and increase revenue. We will have featured guests from almost every industry, including business, health, politics, entrepreneurship, science, and entertainment. This is where you will find your motivation, your inspiration, and the practical insights. It's very important we do motivation and inspiration and we feel real good. Yay, let's all march. But then we got to get practical. What are the actionable steps we're going to be taking? So you get those practical insights that will optimize your performance in life and in business. The transition to a new normal is already here. Get in the minds of those already adjusting to it. The Business Empowerment Podcast. I like that, man. I mean, it has a real good flow to it. Real good flow. Very well written, brother.
Hey, man, you're the one that jump started that, man. I just do a couple little twisted words in here. That's it.
Oh, thank you, dude. That's all it takes. And on the show, man, we're going to help people find those little tweaks. Sometimes it's just a little tweak. Like you don't got to throw your whole business away. You don't got to stop everything you're doing. Just tweak. Just tweak it, man.
And that's what I love about it, man. It's like, it doesn't matter what business you are. It's always a little tweak that technology, not just automation, just technology, certain technology and software or network in technology can give you that little edge to be able to advance your business in a totally different way. Mm-hmm. And that's going to be fun to just be able to bring on guests with that type of mindset. Yeah. And people are going to be like, that's all it took. That's all it takes. I have that. Let me go back over here and try it. Oh man, it does work. Like,
feels like magic. It really does feel like magic.
It does.
But it's not magic. It's just good habit, right? So
that's it.
This, I figured we could, this first pre-episode, I want to talk about, to me, what the most important thing is before you even start doing business, like before you even do this, if you want to be effective, you have to understand your why, right? You got to understand that. And so I wanted to, when I say, people have heard that in various contexts, like what is your why? When it comes to business, you have to understand why you are doing what you're doing. And the best way to get to that is to find out and understand who you are serving and how you are serving them specifically. What is the benefit? So how do you help companies identify like who they are? What would be some steps that you would take to help a company identify that aspect of what they're doing?
Yeah, wow, great question. I think for me, to identify my why, it all came down to my family first. That's my wife. My family was my motivation. Okay, now I have a why for my business, right? Mm-hmm. And for me, it's like, okay, I know where I am in the automation world. I know how what I can understand, and I know if I don't understand it, I know the people that I can get on the phone that can understand it within minutes for them, right? So that there's no time wasted, right? So I was thinking, like, how can I get that out to one business, And I focus on that. I was like, oh man, we can do this. How can I get it out to more businesses? Oh, we can do this. Oh, how can I compete with the next level of technology? Oh, we can do this. How can I get the conversations with the next Fortune 500 company? Oh, we can do this. And then I'm like, okay, now that we have this, we have the foundation, how can we impact the world? Our connections, Guatemala, Sri Lanka, all over, Philippines, Australia, they're all over. How can we help them impact what we have to offer? And how can we put a team together to make sure that we can offer what we can all over the world? Because what we have to offer can change, however you say that, how do you say it? Trajectory of a business that quick. So understanding that, hey, I have the knowledge and I have the experience, and then I have a team with knowledge and experience as well in different areas that we can all fit that together real fast. Now, not only can we change businesses, but we can change our culture. We can build a culture within our own company that we can help out thousands on a different level, right?
Yeah.
And so that was my why. And I think that's my why now. Is like, when you see us, what we're doing little by little, it's like, okay, we're on that path. We're on that phase 2 now, or phase 2 of 50 phases. But we're getting there. But our big why is that 50 phase, which is like, we want to really impact our company. And I think if a company has that type of vision of where they want to take their company, as far as they can see it, and start building that backwards and being patient with that build.
That's it. I like how you said that. Re-engineer. Look at the goal. Re-engineer backwards. Focus on the most important things every single day. That'll keep you in alignment. We share that common thing about the why. Like my why, 100% my family. But I also have a why that's connected to that. And my why, the passion, the purpose of my life, is to end human suffering. And that sounds weird to people. Like, what are you talking about? This guy sounds ridiculous. But they just don't know technology. They just don't know potentiality. It was weird to think you can get to the moon like 100 years ago. It was weird 200 years ago to even talk about a cell phone. Those two words weren't even put together. I don't think they were even created yet. Yeah, you had the cell, but that was inside your body. You know what I mean? So, but our bio talks about being ahead of the times, right? Being ahead of the times. And so if we are ahead, then we can lead. And I believe by leading and us connecting together, we're in Australia, we're all over the world, India, we're everywhere connected. If we are all leveraging technology to its full potentiality, we're connected to each other. What is it that we can do again? Like, what is it that we can't do? We never tried that before, so it seems foreign. But we're getting close to that because we've been forced in a way to it. So I'm loving this moment because we're going to minimize human suffering. I'm talking about homelessness, hunger, poverty, businesses. You got this horrible percentage of how many businesses actually die within the first 2 years.
Right.
Horrible percentage. We can change that. This is the era, the year that seemed the worst ever provided the greatest opportunity.
Absolutely. And it gave people the understanding how important technology is. So when you're talking about changing the world, because the way, we have access to the internet, we can communicate with that, but also knowing how that communication and technology work together and how fast you can really change it.
Yeah.
Like you said, 100 years ago, people didn't even thought about a cell phone. What do you mean? Now it's like, people are already thinking, they're already, cars driving by themselves. I mean, and this is just
right.
And people are already advanced. Like, okay, we got that. We have like 100,000 prototypes to go to, but we know it's going to work. because we understand the technology.
Mhm.
Those are the people that we're talking about. I mean, we're around people that we make a mistake, and I'm like, oh man, and within an hour, half an hour, 15 minutes, that mistake is fixed. That's how
Mhm.
fast technology works. I'm like, it's a total different level. So having access to the right network and understanding the right technology, yeah, it's a game changer.
Game changer. So that why, man. So that why is good. So understand your why as a person, understand your why as a business, and make sure that the culture is formulated around that. I mean, that is just so important, because what we do in our business, Wilton and I, it's people, process, then automation. Like it goes in that order. Take care of the people, standardize, make sure you got good processes, and then you can automate it. But people is at the front of that. And so, and that has to be built into the culture of your company. It doesn't matter how many people you have on your team or how many clients you have. You got to have that why built into the culture of your company. And it'd be, go ahead.
No, and you said you have to have that culture, because there's so much technology out there, and when people talk about what we do, it gets watered down. People have bad experiences. They think it's a sales pitch. It's not true what they can do. There's so many different things that people are going to think about or have skepticism about immediately, right? So building that culture that you talked about, when you build that culture, people are going to listen and understand and believe and trust.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. So, something else that's very important, man. Focus. Focus is very important. You'd be amazed how much activity is getting done. But I heard Denzel Washington say one time, don't confuse movement for progress. I was like, wow, that's good. That's really good. How often are we just doing stuff? Like, I got a gerbil out there. That joker gets more steps in a day than me, but he hasn't gone anywhere.
Right.
So, and you're good with that, man. Like, I've seen you work with clients and help them get focused on what they are supposed to be doing. And quite often they had no idea what they were supposed to actually be doing. They were doing something else.
Right. Yeah.
So, understanding your processes, understanding the goals, having clear objectives, we'll talk about that too, man. That's one of the big things that, we'll have experts and influencers, come on and share, aspects behind how do you create that clarity? How do we get that clear intention on a clear goal? How do we identify that? What are some ways that, help companies identify like the most important things they need to be doing? Because, they could be doing a bunch of things, and like, we need you to come in and we need you to help us, we need you to automate some stuff. We need you to just go. Like, oh, wait a minute. Now, what's the best practice first step to take before you do anything?
Yeah, dude, I used to always fight with this one, because like, okay, let me find the biggest bottleneck. Let me find this. Let me find that. Let me find, which one of your employees are doing all this? Let me find, and it was just like, it was just like too hard, right? So one day I asked the client, I said, what part of your business stresses you out? What gives you the most, like, mentally, where do you spend a lot of time worrying about? And they'll say, oh man, that's such and such. That's my invoices. It's like, oh, okay, tell me about that. And that's where their worry and what they've been thinking about, I can identify through automation. And it's sort of like, whoa, okay, you can do that. By the way, I have a bigger bottleneck though, because it's more money taking it right here. So, but now they can identify it because you took something that they're worried about and you showed them how they're able to take care of that worry through automation that quick. So they can say, I can get that worry out of my head in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Show me how.
Yep.
And then when you start showing them how, they're like, oh, by the way, that's not much of a worry. We got this order confirmation stuff that's way bigger than this invoicing stuff. We got to
see that bigger worry by moving out the smaller worry.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. That's good.
So, I mean,
Sounds like Go ahead.
But that's probably the most important part to get people to understand it. And from there, it really depends on the conversation because everybody consumes it differently. And if you're a one-trick pony, you're going to lose out on about 90% of your business. So you have to understand the next step from there. Okay, now they understand this. They're taking this order invoicing. How are they different? You can't just sit down and say, oh, by the way, we've done this order invoicing for this person. Look what it does. It's like, I don't do that at all. That's not the way I do it. Right. Now you just confuse the hell out of me. Yeah. No, let them sit down. Okay, show me through this. So you have to be aware of the next steps. Like you said, the future. You got to be playing chess and make sure you can answer those questions. That way it's smooth.
That's it. That's good. And then once you do that, once you identify that and smooth it out, you automate it. Once you move out the smaller problems, you can then focus on the bigger problems. It's kind of like, how everything works actually. You're trying to lose, 100 pounds, but you got to find a way to lose 5 pounds first.
Right.
And once you lose the 5 pounds, all of a sudden it's like, oh, wait a minute, I could do this. Oh yeah. And then you got more momentum. Right. So that's kind of what we're doing, man.
That's it.
That's good. This digital transformation age that we're in, this is it's a big deal. Like this whole 2020 is a big deal. It's a big deal. Okay. Multiple things are happening in this year, like multiple things. You have a global pandemic. Let's just first of all, Kobe Bryant dies January. He dies in January. Rocked my world. I was close with everything with that. And so you got that. Then
you were going to the game after that they canceled.
I was in LA.
And you were in LA going to
LA eating at Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. Okay. Getting ready to go to the game. Like later.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was a horrible breakfast. Yeah, man, but it was so tough. And then so you got Kobe Bryant dies, and you got the global pandemic kicks off. We got this virus that comes out of nowhere, shuts the whole freaking world down. I mean, like everyone shut down, everything stops. Okay. Then you got, with that, now you have this economic downturn. We actually hit a recession higher than any other time, but it hasn't been noticed because, we got other things to worry about. You know what I'm saying?
And it wasn't a down, and what I keep saying is that it's not really a downturn. It was an economic fall. We just boom.
Yeah, call it that. Yeah, you're right. Freaking fall, drop it like it was hot. No one could hold it.
Right.
So, and then you got the digital, and then you had this digital transformation. Like the digital transformation was already happening, but now it has been accelerated. Meaning like people were transformed, whether they wanted to transform or not. You've been transformed. Okay, you have to use digital. Twitter announced, a few months ago that guess what? Everybody can work from home forever. It's like, okay, like that's where it is. Like, and companies are having to get automation into place like fast for efficiency. I mean, just to even be able to, not just for efficiency, but be able to compete, because those who aren't using automation are falling behind. And in this era, in this world, you're not going to last like that. Right. You're not going to last if you fall behind. So you got Kobe Bryant dying, you have the global pandemic, you have the economic fall and crash, you have the digital transformation, and then you have, we've always had social injustice in this country, the United States of America. We've had social injustice across the world.
Right.
But this year in the United States of America, it's going down. Okay, another one of them, it's like, okay, wait a minute, because for the first time, there's multiple races waking up to the fact that injustice is actually here. It's not just people of color. People who are not of color, like, yo, this sucks. This is whack. We got to change it. So now you got that. You got all that. You got all that in this year. So people are trying to, and I know I'm missing something. There's more going on than that, but that's pretty freaking huge. But with all that being said, there's an opportunity, Wilton. It's always an opportunity, because the polar opposite exists in everything. Everything's always cold, hot, up, down, black, white, good, bad. Everything is in the same atmosphere. So now 2020 started off that way. Guess how it's ending? It's ending with us being more awake. It's ending with us being able to put some people into office that can change the trajectory where we're going. It changed because we are now realizing how important we are to each other a little more. Like I see people just being a little more loving, man. So I'm gonna get off this soapbox, dude. But I just think that this is a prime time for us. Prime time because of how bad it's been.
Mm-hmm. How bad it's been, and how fast you can connect to those with the same energy that you carry.
Yeah, man.
You know, it doesn't matter what walk of life or anything, right?
Dude, that's how I feel right now. We're flying. You know?
Sir. Yes, sir. Oh man. So, but yeah, I agree with you 100, man. This whole year, all I saw was, I've never saw opportunity. I saw, okay, I see what's happening. How can I impact with what I know? I'm not trying to change, say I can't be a politician or anything because I'll fall for you. I'm saying what I know from what I do. Be around those people right now that believe the same thing, because that core is so small. Everybody else is so frustrated and chaotic that you sort of block that the whole time out. And being able to develop that is okay now. And in the year, well, you already know, but going into next year, just because of the way we put that network and that order together during chaos, it's allowing us to make a bigger impact on what we do. Yeah. Our little piece of the pie of impacting the world in motion fast. So
yep. That's it.
Exciting, bro.
I love that, dude. That's we're gonna kind of close with that, We're
wait, we can't close. Wait. I heard somebody knocking at the door. Hold on.
Dang. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for coming out. Go ahead and have a seat. I know we're not social distancing right now, but that's because this is 2021 and we're in the future. We have a vaccine.
Yeah, we have. They're knocking at the door. They all came rushing in.
We couldn't stop them.
But hold on, I got an eye patch here. Let's see. There we go. So I'm back.
That is cool, dude. That is cool.
Yeah. So anyway, welcome everybody. Welcome. It's good to have you. We're almost finishing, but glad you could show up.
Glad you show up, man. Glad you guys could show up. We got a show for you. We got a serious show for you.
Yeah, man.
Over these next several weeks and months and years, we will be delivering to you something that will help you be a better you. I like that, man. I just give me something. Just give me something. A little piece of information, resource, a relationship. You're gonna meet people. You can meet the folks. I mean, the folks that we bring on the show, reach out to them. I'm talking about reach out to every single person.
We'll have their channels, we'll have their websites, we'll have whatever contact information they'll give us, their emails, phone numbers, whatever they give us, we'll give to you. Mm-hmm. And the people that we're bringing on, either we've heard great things about, we've been connected with, we've seen what they've done over the last few years, we've seen what they've done over throughout their career. Mm-hmm. I mean, man, it's going to be awesome. And just to think that two little dudes, like, you see all these podcasts everywhere, right? And I listen to it, I was like, man, you're missing something. And I was thinking, man, if we start a podcast, it'd be great, but no one's going to listen, right? But then I think I heard what Gary Vee said one time. I don't know. I think it might probably be Gary Vee. But he says, no one ever saw his first couple of videos.
Find TV on YouTube.
Yeah, and then he goes, but then what happened is that he kept doing it, got bigger, and it blew up. And then he went back to his first and second videos to see, because they only had like maybe 100 people view it. And when he became a little bit more popular, he started seeing how people will go back and look at his other videos and goes, now it was thousands and hundreds of thousands and millions. He says, so your work always going to repeat. It's going to get to somebody. And someone's going to have to come back to where you were before to understand, oh, that network is the one I need to help at.
Yeah, that's good, man. That's good. I like that.
Yeah, so we're good. Even if we have one listener and we can help that listener and we know we can make a difference. And as we can continue to go in a year, someone might come back and look at our first episode, and we only have one listener. end up after that one having 1,000 listeners, just because of the impact of our panel had on this world.
Man, and guess what? Nobody's ever launched a pre-podcast on Halloween 2020. So
Never.
Baby.
That is it. Excited, brother. I'm excited, man. Yeah.
I'm excited, man. The Business Empowerment Podcast will be everywhere that podcasts are. Every single channel. You'll see it. Instagram will have our channel. We'll be TikToking and Snapchat, and we'll be doing all that.
It'll be on YouTube, right? We'll have a YouTube channel, the whole bit. It'll be every social media that we have. You probably have to go to our website, right? And then we'll have our social media channels somewhere at the bottom or something. You can click on there and it'll be there.
Wherever you want to go. All right, brother.
Yes, sir.
At the plate, they threw the pitch. We took the hit. Going out the park. It's in the water.
That's it. Woo! There you go. Give the family my love, man. I'll let you later. Happy Halloween, man.
Happy Halloween, man.